committee members introduce themselves first. Go ahead.
Ben, Ben Cheney, member.
Okay.
Meredith Randall, staff.
Steve Edward, member. And by remote.
Liz Pritchett, member.
Martha Smirsky, member.
Okay, I will let Meredith review the remote meeting procedures for anyone accessing by remote.
Okay. Share my screen. A lot of this is for those viewing the meeting via ORCA. You know what? I don't have to remember in regular sheet. Anyway, so I'm gonna do this in memory. So anybody who's watching us as a media, you can participate in tonight's design review committee meeting via the platform using this link, or calling into the meeting using this phone number and this meeting ID. If anybody is having problems accessing the meeting, please email me. This email address. You don't have anybody calling in tonight, so that makes things a little bit easier. For those of you who are on via Zoom, you know, we're trying to run this just like you would if you were here in person. So when your application comes up, you'll be able to discuss your, you know, what your project is, and then DRC members will ask any questions. Doesn't look like we have any members of the public on tonight. If anybody does log in partway through the meeting and wants to participate, once you log in, when there's a break, you can introduce yourself, or when there is an item that comes up with a discussion on it and you want to take part, please raise your hand. Or in a break, you can announce yourself if you're just calling in, and wait to speak until the chair recognizes you, and I'll help facilitate that as needed. We're going to ask that anybody who is on remotely, please keep your mute button on unless and until you can hold on to speak. We're trying to reduce background noise as much as possible. I think that's all I'm going to go through tonight. Back over to you.
For the committee members, do I hear a motion to approve the agenda? So moved. I would second. All in favor of approving the agenda, raise your hand and remotely speak your names.
Martha, yes.
Liz, yes.
Okay, the agenda is approved. Unless anybody has anything to add at this point, we'll go to the first application for 5 High School Drive. The applicant is Robert Hannah. Are you there?
I am, thanks.
Go ahead and describe your application.
I'm representing the Montpelier Public Art Commission, and we propose to move the now obscure and inaccessible Challenger 7 Memorial, which is on the corner of Memorial Drive and National Life Drive. Very few people know about it. We'd like to place it in a position where people, the community, can enjoy it more and where it's accessible. And that place is along the bike path next to the high school. And we're looking for your approval. Thank you.
It's a super idea. Where it is now, it's dangerous to get to.
Yeah, there's no parking. You really can't get to it safely, particularly if you have any kind of walking issues at all. It's 35 years old. It's in excellent condition. Again, we're proposing to move it to a site that's very public. I'll be cleaning it and coating it with a product that makes vandalism, makes tagging easy to remove. It's got lighting next to it on the bike path, so vandalism is going to be, the risk of it is going to be reduced somewhat. So we think it's a fine place. Oh, by the way, the cost has been entirely donated by National Life.
Great. Bob, when would you expect to do this?
Within the next 2 weeks, before school starts and before National Life has some kind of big event in the 1st of September.
Okay. And what kind of base are you looking at to put in?
A 4-foot deep concrete foundation, approximately about 6 inches wider than the length on either side of the memorial. So it comes out to about 1 foot wide by 4 feet wide by 4 feet deep.
Sounds pretty solid. Anybody have anything else to add? Otherwise, I can go through the criteria.
I guess just one quick question, how the rock actually concrete? Question was what the attachment between the memorial and concrete is. Assume it's 2 pieces of steel, that sleeved over.
I didn't quite hear it, but if I'm just of it, you're asking about how it's going to be attached to the foundation?
Yes.
Yeah, there's going to be pins and epoxy.
Okay. Nothing else. We'll go through the criteria for all projects. Number 1, exterior design and materials for actually not new construction, but it's reinstallation. So new construction is considered to be compatible if the material used possesses a kind of type that is appropriate to the district. Material selected shall either fit the neighborhood, the context of the proposed building, and will reflect the nature and use of the structure. It's acceptable. Proposed landscape shall be compatible with the neighborhood and the site on which the project is located. That's acceptable. And lastly, under landscaping, screening, and site furnishings, projects within the design review overlay district, subject to landscaping requirements, are considered the following: site furnishings including fencing, seating, and other types of site furniture visible from the street and side yards. And landscaping obscure or undermine key architectural patterns or elements of any historic buildings. And those are the items that are acceptable. And accessory buildings and structures will be located within either the side yard or the yard, but that's acceptable. That doesn't apply to that here.
Yeah, and it was, that was what, both of those things were kind of on the line, whether they applied here or not, so that's why I leave that to you guys. Or in case something gets brought up in the meeting that pertains.
So based on that acceptability, do I hear a motion? Do I hear a vote in favor? All in favor of the application? Raise your hand or speak your names remotely. Yes.
This is Martha. I say yes.
Yes, Liz.
Okay, then it is approved.
Thank you, everyone.
You're welcome, Bob. If there weren't any recommendations on the form, I'm gonna send it to you to sign, but I'm not gonna wait to get the signature back before I send out the actual permit. We'll get that out to you as soon as we can.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, and we'll see you again shortly. We can go to the next application for 22 State Street. Positive 5, Perla.
Yes, if you want to come up, sit in front of that computer and make sure you're talking into that microphone right there.
Okay,
Awesome. Thank you, Carla.
you're welcome.
Describe your application for us.
Yes, this is for Positive Pie in Montpelier here, and we replaced the front windows and doors with updated windows. And we made them, we put the windows in to resemble the ones that we already had there. The only difference is that the frame is black. We had it painted black on the outside of the old ones. The old ones were aluminum frame, single pane windows, so they would get, you know, thick, really thick with ice and steam and fog because of all the heat in the restaurant. And they were inefficient and cold. And so we replaced them with black aluminum frame. And they're double pane, so they're insulated and way more efficient. The other difference is, I mean, and they're both 4-panel windows, except the new ones are double hung, so I'm able to open the bottom panels, and they open about like 2 feet, 2 feet high. So that way we could allow more airflow for, COVID and all this, and just have better ventilation in general.
You're gonna replace all the front windows. Are you gonna replace all of the front
Yes,
windows?
we already replaced them. I went ahead and did it. I thought that the design was pretty much exactly the same. So somehow in my head, I didn't think I would need to get them permitted unless I was completely changing the whole front of the restaurant. So I basically took the old ones out, put new ones in that looked the same. And so it was a mistake on my part.
Replace or metal frame window as well.
Metal frame, yes. Yep.
So the only, I won't suggest that. I was gonna suggest you do double. Hot air up top and the cooler comes in the bottom and fan.
It's a good idea. I haven't tried opening up the top part. They are double hungs. So
Those top open.
I don't know. I haven't tried, to be honest.
Cash are optical. Right. Open, top, drop down.
And it lets the heat out.
Get a convection cycle.
Yeah, I'm gonna go try that. I opened them to make sure that they worked, and that was it. I just opened the bottom panel.
But the center rail of the double hung is in the same spot that the
Yes.
divider is in,
Yep,
so it has exactly the same appearance.
exactly.
Other than the one sash, the floor sash is behind the upper one, just like
Exactly.
from a distance you can tell.
Right.
You have before and after pictures in
Yes.
there.
Yeah.
Hard to tell the difference unless you look at the sash lines.
Right.
When were the windows? When were they put in?
We had Portland Glass do it, and they did it about a month ago.
Oh, you mean when did the wooden ones get
Yeah.
taken out?
Wooden. I've never seen wooden windows in there.
They must have been at one point.
It's probably been with State Street Market possibly, but the State Street Market, when I bought it from State Street, they had the aluminum frame, but we just painted them black on the outside, so they weren't, bright and metal looking.
I spent a lot of time at State Street Market as a teenager.
Anyone have any other questions about the replacement windows?
I guess I would mention that we also have like the doors are updated too. They're like the same doors, but they have like breaker bars in the middle so people could escape during if a fire happened or something a lot easier. The other ones were actually locked. There was 2 doors. One we kept locked because people were getting confused coming in and out, but now it locks from the outside, the left side, and it opens from the inside. So at any time people could get out too. Figured it's a bonus. Yeah. Yep.
Anybody have any other questions? If not, I can go to the criteria of this one. For historic structures, the removal of historic materials or alteration of features and spaces that characterize the historic property shall be avoided. Character defining features, finishes, and construction techniques or examples of practices that characterize the historic building will be preserved. There were no deteriorated features. New treatment tenants that cause damage to historic materials, including the limited chemical or physical treatments, such as sandblasting shall not be approved under those applied here. So this is acceptable. For historic structures, any new development differentiated from the old, which shall respect the compatible with mass and size scale, architectural scale, and character. The replacement of the windows is an identical appearance. Second floor, which is not historic, it's not very bad. So that's acceptable. Compatibility of relationship between width and height of facade, relative relationship with the height of windows and doors, acceptable. Replicated what was there before. Rhythm, patterns of solids and openings will be preserved, that's acceptable. And criteria for historic structures, character defining window and door patterns, placement sizes, proportions, and original features, such as trim, sash, molding shall be preserved. Character defining windows and doors must be rehabilitated or replaced in time. Again, this is an almost an exact replacement in terms of appearance. Windows and doors are not character defining place specific placements, such as metal, spherical, style, materials, and respective features. That's all the criteria. So, all in favor? Application.
This is Martha. I say yes.
Liz says yes.
And speak your names. Okay. It's approved.
Thank you.
Carlo, just to let you know, I think I saw you putting these in about a month ago. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. I was actually in Los Angeles because my daughter had a singing event. So they called me up last minute and said, we're doing it this weekend. I was like, well, this weekend I'm not going to be here, but they went ahead and did it. But I wasn't here while they did it.
That's good. I'm just walking across the street. Can't know anything.
Yeah.
about.
Right.
So thanks for
Keeping it simple.
keeping it simple and maintaining the profile.
You're welcome.
How's it working out with the ventilation?
Well, we keep the air conditioning on most of the time, but then we kind of open them up a little and that helps a lot. But we don't open them during like prime time because it's just been so humid. So now as fall approaches, we'll be opening them up more to allow that to happen more. But it makes sense because when it's 100% humidity or whatever, just air conditioners drown. You're welcome. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Thank you. Sign. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Carlo.
Bye. Thanks again.
Thank you.
The next application is for 73 Main Street, P Family Main Street, for applicant Black River Design. And I guess Mark is here for Black River. Go ahead and describe the application.
Thank you, Steve. Hello, everyone. I'm from Black River Design Architects. My name is Mark Montpelier. The project we're looking to do, we're looking to add some mechanical units in our office spaces, which take up the entire front portion of the second floor of 73 Main Street. And we're basically, the two mechanical units will have a series of ductwork inside our offices, and each unit will require a air intake louver and an exhaust louver. And so the proposal is 2 louvers on the south wall of 73 Main Street, more or less above the Capitol Stationer's mural, and then two louvers for a unit at the other end of the second floor that we occupy that would be in the alleyway between 73 Main Street and 79 Main Street. And this is primarily due to COVID. We have no other than operable windows, which in the winter don't really serve us very well. This is to provide natural ventilation to our office spaces year round.
Did I understand that there will be 2 vents on each side or just
Yeah.
one?
There'll be 2 on the south wall and 2 on the north wall.
Okay.
There's one mechanical unit at the south end of our offices, more or less behind the wall that the fire station is up against, and then there'll be another unit at the north end along the exterior wall by the alleyway.
And these louvers are dark, is that correct?
They're aluminum. They'd be painted. We spoke with Tim Heaney, the building owner, and he wanted them to be a red color to, as best possible, match the brick on either end of the building.
Okay.
The size of the louvers on the south end of the building looks like it's approximately 12 inches square.
No, the louvers on the south end of the building are 16 inches square themselves. The masonry opening that they need to go into is 20 inches square. And so the intent is to remove the masonry and put in a steel box frame that's grouted in place, and then tooth back in the salvaged brick that's taken out of the opening around the new opening as required. So it looks as good as can be with reused existing brick, and we don't have the saw cuts in the brick exposed. The openings in the north wall that face into the alleyway are slightly bigger because that ERV unit is bigger and has higher exhaust and air intake demands.
And I'm looking at your inset of your application for the placement of these louvers on the north wall near the Capitol Stationers thing. You intend to line it up with the existing windows. Is that correct?
Yes, with the spring point for the arch top on the windows, and those locations are coordinated inside with sprinkler piping and existing wall layouts. And we've tried to leave, and I don't have the drawings in front of me, but we tried to leave a fairly healthy amount of brick between the existing window opening and the jamb of the louver openings. The structural engineer has reviewed those details and approved of them, so that it's passed the sniff test.
Okay.
Anybody else have any questions regarding the application? If not, I can go through the criteria of this application for historic structures. Removal of historic materials or operational features and spaces shall be avoided. Although this it's lining up of the brick, it will be very minimal appearance difference. Character defining features, finishes, and construction techniques or examples of craftsmanship that characterize an historic building to be preserved. No deteriorated character features here. Any treatments that cause damage to historic materials, including the unlimited chemical or physical treatments, up the small amount of breaks, that's acceptable. Existing buildings shall be recognized as a physical record of the time, place, and use. Any new development shall be differentiated from the old, which shall respect and be compatible. In this particular case, it's the addition of that's acceptable. Location and appearance of all utilities, mechanical equipment, trash, storage, and fencing shall be cited to minimize adverse visual impact. are adequately and appropriately screened from public view. Placement of the fence is acceptable. Rhythm, patterns of solids and open shall be preserved to the extent feasible, acceptable. Architectural features, including but not limited to cornices, windows, gutters, fan lights, and ventilator, trim and other forms of molding, repairs, confining, detailing, prevailing in existing buildings shall be considered alteration acceptable. All in favor of the application as proposed, speak your names and raise your hands.
This is Martha. I say yes.
Liz says yes.
Application is approved.
Great. Thank you very much.
So thank you very much, Mark, for coming.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Under the application right here, you're trying to remember you on there as your email address on the application. I'll email it to whoever we have on here from Black River as the main contract. To email the recommendation form just to get a signature on it.
Okay. Yeah, that would be to me.
Yes, great. So yeah, I'll send you an email with the recommendation form and you just sign it and get it back to us, but I can, I'll work on getting it printed out as soon as possible.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a nice evening, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice evening. Okay, the next application is for 64 Main Street. Kaplan's Building and Montpelier Public Art Commission is the applicant, and I guess, Robert, you're back again.
Yes, hello again. It's me, Bob. This is one of many projects we hope to bring before you in the next year or so. Very excited about it. It's a temporary installation on a building. The owner is very excited about it. We went through a rigorous selection process for this artist, who is Peter Schumann of the Bread and Puppet fame. It's been enlarged and placed on outdoor durable vinyl that is intended to last 3 to 5 years. We're also interested in the temporary aspect because we want to see what the public reaction is to art like this. If it's positive, we'll do much more. If it's negative, we'll go back to the drawing board. So we're asking your permission to place this up securely on the building. Again, we've been in contact with the owner to be sure our methods are approved. We're going to do secure lag bolts, stainless steel screws, L brackets. Those will remain on the building so that we can put other art up there after this one's time is up. It's colorful. Again, we're very excited. Do people know exactly where it's going to be? It's the one vacant area of the building along Main Street. It's on the alley side of, I'm spacing on the rabble rouser. It's up on the topmost floor. Very large size, about 16 by 20. And we hope to put it up this weekend if we can arrange the last bit of detail, which is the insurance issues. But that's, I'm told that that's all settled, just waiting for paper to be signed. So you folks are our last piece of business to do on this piece.
This is Liz, could you explain how big the piece or pieces are and how they're going to be placed along that wall?
Yeah, correct. Great question. Right now, you'll see that Rabble Rouser has placed a lot of poster art along the bottom floor of the building. That's extremely temporary. I believe even several pieces have already been replaced. This piece is going to be at the top of the building. If you'll recall, there's about four or so floors. It's going to extend across 2 floors, basically, at the very top of the building, the corner that's closest to Main Street. It's approximately 16 feet wide by 20 feet tall. It's quite large, quite noticeable, quite colorful.
This is Meredith. I'm gonna just do a share screen because it doesn't actually, in the application package, the photos we have look like it was going up in the front windows of Rabble Rouser. So I'm gonna do a share screen of the Google Maps image at the side of that building, just so that people can see what we're talking about, okay?
Great. Thank you.
So I can turn off the lights so you guys can see as well.
That's perfect, Meredith. Thank you.
Here, right?
Yes, exactly. And it's going to extend over the entire space, leaving, approximately a foot or two away from the window to the right, window at the bottom. Correct. Yes, beautiful.
Would it be above the windows, the other 2 windows to the right, or just in that front corner?
It's above the window you see, and beside the window. Yes,
Yeah, it'll stop.
it's not at all impinging on the windows.
Not here.
Correct. No, not there.
Okay, just that front corner.
Correct.
And
Bob, the size of this, how does it compare to the mural that's on the side of the Onion River building?
Oh, great question. It's about the same size.
All of these pieces together or each piece separately?
This will be just one piece.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay, I misunderstood then. Okay.
Sorry about that. I was merely making reference to, on the first floor of that building, there are many poster art pieces,
Yes,
much less permanent than what we intend to place.
but in your application, there are several pieces. And that's
Interesting.
what I meant.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Martha.
No, it's fine. Now that I understand.
is it a collage of sorts of the different pieces?
So we have multiple images, right? We've got this one,
Yeah,
this. This one, and this one more. Is
yeah.
it just one of these, or are all of them going to be together in sort of a panel?
I'm really sorry about that. Yeah, it's just one of these pieces. It's the red piece above. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Yes,
This one?
yes.
Okay, okay.
You picked one yet?
Yeah,
That's
this one.
the word. Okay.
Sorry, that's on the other computer. That's not on my computer. Nobody. There. Sorry, guys.
Yes. We thought it was positive and playful and happy and noticeable and colorful, on and on. We loved it. It's very much his style. I don't know if you're familiar with Peter's work, but this is, we also feel that he's a statewide, he's a statewide treasure. And we're pleased that he wants to be part of our city in this way.
How will that be mounted on the side of the brick building?
Yeah, we're mounting this vinyl, outdoor grade vinyl. We're mounting it on a wood frame. And the wood frame then is going to be lifted onto the building, placed on L brackets. And we screw into the L brackets then to secure it against the building, much like we've done to another piece similarly, exactly placed the same, out of the same material really, on the Onion River building. And if you recall, that piece has been up there for several years. And when it did become tattered last winter, we replaced it. The fasteners that we use to place against the building are still the original hardware. So it's durable, it lasts, we know it works. High winds don't take, it's very secure.
Are there any mechanical attachments on the building current?
No,
One of the requirements for mechanical attachment into a brick building or masonry building is that the mechanical attachments be only in the mortar joints between the bricks.
yes, I understand. Thank you. We will be careful to make sure that that's the case.
It's missing.
Sorry, Liz.
Okay, sorry. The sound is a little muffled, so pardon me if I missed something, but I like the painting very much. I think it's great. Colorful and, uplifting or whatever. I was just curious, what does the handout number such and such mean on each of those paintings?
I don't know. I think that's his, it's a good question. I haven't asked the artist. I just assume that's part of his thing, to each his own. I find it like a mural, I'm sorry, like I take it to be something like a notebook, a personal,
Right.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I understand that. I think. Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
Any members have any other questions, comments, or suggestions? Okay, then we can go through the criteria for the project. Number one, exterior design and materials of new construction or alterations shall be consistent and compatible with the characteristics of the existing building or other properties in the district. There's no removal of historic architectural features, including but not limited to cornices, windows, shutters, fan lights, and cabinet trim and other forms of molding or character defining detailing shall be considered. And again, this artwork is not covering any of the defining features, so that's acceptable. And then lastly, actually, that's the last one that applies here. And again, one recommendation was that any mechanical attachments to the building will be mounted in the mortar joints between the bricks. All in favor of the application is proposed, raise your hand and speak your name. Eric.
This is Martha. I say yes.
Liz, yes.
So the application is approved.
Thanks so much, folks.
you need to,
Yeah, I'll email you both of these recommendations, Bob, but we'll get these out as soon as I can. Yeah, this one you'll need to sign before I send out.
Thank you. Thank you, Meredith.
thank you and good luck with your project.
I appreciate it.
Bob, I'll actually be in the office tomorrow. Do you want to just come in and sign them in person?
I'll do that. Thank you, Meredith.
Okay, great. See you then.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And next on the agenda is to review and approve the meeting minutes of July the 6th and the 19th. Has everyone had a chance to look at the Martha and Liz, to look at the July the 6th minutes? And do you have any changes or comments?
They look good to me, Steve.
And if so, do I hear a motion to approve the minutes, Martha and Liz?
I move to approve the minutes of the July 6th meeting. This is Martha.
I'll second that one.
Okay. Then all in favor, speak your names.
Martha,
Liz,
Eric abstained because he wasn't there.
Yeah.
And then the minutes from the July the 19th meeting. Eric, I was there, you were there, so I'll let you ask for the approval of the second paragraph. Okay. Anybody hold the meeting? The minutes?
You were Martha, Eric, Ben, Martha, the only ones there.
yeah, I've read them and they look good to me.
All in favor? Eric said yes.
Martha, yes.
Those minutes are approved as well.
Thank you.
Does anyone have any other business?
Yeah. At the last meeting, I invited people from Lander to come to start preparation. Now starting work on guidelines to go along with the regulations. Brandy back and has been hired. And, besides myself, I would certainly share the preparation. And I would help and we line review because line review is the ones that are going to use it. And we're looking at what kind of illustrations we need. What do we need for applicants? What kind of instructions we need for applicants? And the general format. What's the next meeting?
Tuesday, September 14th. And what I can also do is open up, we have a file share, sharing different photographs and images, including some of the things from the cityscape workbooks. And I'll make sure to include, make sure to put up there Randy's table of contents, but just have my little notes on it. That way you guys can see where we are at this point. The next meeting on the 14th is going to be probably fine tuning that table of contents and discussing, like Eric said, where we want to use illustrations, where we want to use photographs, to help. We really want to see an illustration heavy document to help, especially applicants and homeowners, figure out how to comply with the regulations, because our regulations are so specific. There isn't going to need to be a lot of extra text other than helping to explain the different definitions. We're really leaning more towards a lot of photos and illustrations so that we can understand more what different terms.
The other thing we want this to be is useful to people that maybe that don't even have to apply for it, time to do applications and have them start building want our emphasize the idea of informal meeting so that people can get some guidance.
Think design review as not just a regulator, but also a resource for people.
Thank you. Anyone have anything else? If not, our next meeting is Tuesday, September the 7th. Do I hear a motion to adjourn? Eric moved that.
This is Martha. I second it.
Okay. All in favor of adjournment, raise your hand and or speak your names.
Martha,
Liz.
Meeting is adjourned. Thank you all for coming.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank
Night.
you.
Good night all.